Evette. So here we have a question. What is the root cause of a low-level headache, like a heaviness and a slight dizziness? Now, it sounds to me more like the low-level headache that you're probably trying to refer to here is more like a feeling of heaviness, and the heaviness turning into like a feeling of pressure, creating a sense of a headache. So what I'm already here, and of course the slight dizziness as well. So what I'm hearing here is that there's something in your life that you're repeatedly doing that you just don't want to do anymore. There's either a person or a relationship dynamic, or it could be a work dynamic that's just not working for you anymore. It's either, it could be that you're not understanding or recognizing your boundaries, that's telling you, hey, we need to take it slowly here, or hey, why did you just say yes when you're supposed to say no? Or it could be that you're within circumstances that are just not bringing you the kind of joy that it used to. It could be that your self-worth has changed and healed, and you're starting to realize, wow, why am I in this circumstances? I can't believe I'm in this. How did I get here in the first place? This doesn't make me happy anymore. There's something that you're starting to begin to realize. Whether it's conscious or subconscious, you're starting to wake up. You're having an awakening, and you're realizing that something that I'm doing or have been doing is not working for me anymore. It's not bringing me happiness anymore. This is not where I really want to be. This is not necessarily the relationship dynamic or work dynamics or friendships that I want to entertain. And the heaviness is coming in because I'm feeling a sense of I'm not saying inflammation in the sense where there's infection. I'm just meaning inflammation because of emotional stress. And the heaviness, I feel, is connected to that inflammation. And now we're looking at it also from the head area, which means that we're looking at control. So it could be that something that you're doing or have been doing for a while now is actually causing you to feel out of control, or starting to feel out of control. And there's a part of you that now is feeling in conflict because that awakening that you're actually going through now, which is this low-level headache. I don't care how long you've had it, but that's an awakening that's been going for a while then, and it will go away when you really truly embrace and step into that awakening. Now, what is this awakening that I'm talking about? It means realizing what it is that you really truly need. What is it that you need during these moments and times when you do feel the heaviness and when you do feel the headache flaring up? Because it's showing you that moment in wherever you are, whoever you're talking to, wherever you find yourself, is not in alignment with where you want to be going anymore. So you're in a situation where you've compromised too much, and your body's like, time out. I don't want to compromise this much anymore. It's enough. Okay? Because whatever you're compromising for, I feel that it brings you joy to bring the other person joy who you're compromising for. But it's now becoming in a point where it's to your detriment. It's not serving you anymore. It's not healthy for you anymore. And the heaviness also is showing me that the resistance that you subconsciously or consciously feel to whatever it is that you're doing. It could be as general as a life that you're leading, that you just, things need to change. Something in your life drastically needs to change. And whenever and wherever this flare-up starts, pay attention to that, because it's showing you exactly what it is. It might not necessarily be the specific situation, but it could be a theme of how you emotionally feel in the moment when your head starts to flare up, and when you feel that heaviness and that slight dizziness as well. Because the heaviness is coming forward as a psychosomatic inflammation in the brain. And so, like I said earlier, there's a part of it that feels like you're just not in control anymore of something that you wish that you were, right? So it can be in control of your emotions. It could be being in control of the ability to say yes or no, having boundaries, having more control of what you have a right to say or express in certain circumstances, or even decisions that it is that you want to make. Because the brain and the mind is all about control. So it begs the question, who's suppressing your ability or capacity to be in control of certain aspects of your life that you feel like you want to start taking more control of again? And the dizziness is also coming forward because you're completely disassociating. That is how saturated you feel within certain circumstances. You just don't want to deal with it anymore. It's almost like your emotional body is just completely checking out. It just doesn't want to deal with the stress anymore. It doesn't want to deal with the emotional consequences of having to do the same thing over and over again, having to deal with the same scenarios over and over again. There's been too much repetition of something that you just don't want to be entertaining anymore. And it's your right. And I think what this condition is showing you, it's your right. This condition is calling you now into action. It's calling you into your power to realize and to decide enough is enough. So it begs the question, how are you going to go about that? That is going to be your next step. And firstly, what I think is going to be a good idea is to work on your boundaries. Really work on your boundaries and your self-worth. But most importantly of all, recognize why and how you've gotten yourself into the situation where you feel so stuck with these mental, psychosomatic flare-ups is taking place. Because the fact that you feel the heaviness, also that you feel that psychosomatic inflammation, tells me that boundaries are being overstepped. There is anger that you are suppressing and you're not expressing it. And you've suppressed it so well that you might not even be aware that you're feeling angry. And the fact that you're feeling the suppressed anger tells me that your boundaries have been overstepped. It's been deeply overstepped now and over time. It doesn't necessarily have to be one incident. It can be gradual over time. But whatever that is, you've reached your threshold. Your barometer for dealing with this has run its course. So my advice to you is, have a look at what's happening there, because this condition is calling you. It's calling you into action in terms of finding your happiness again, finding your boundaries. It's calling you now to find a life that you can create for yourself where there's balance, because your life is extremely out of balance and it's causing you to feel like you are completely out of control. You are not in charge anymore, but a pattern and a behavior that you've adjusted to for the sake of either fitting in, keeping the peace, or making others happy, that has now become the dominant role. And it's time to break the cycle. It's time to reconnect to what it is that you really want, what makes you happy. And also know that whatever it is, that people can share that with you. It's not selfish. There's nothing selfish about that. You're allowed to be happy. You're allowed to find your happiness. But you also have to feel worthy of it so that you can recognize it, you can create it, and you can also receive it. It's a very good question there from the public, guys. Thank you so much. You keep asking these great questions. And until next time, be the light that you are.
Hi guys, thank you for joining me, and remember to grab your copy of Metaphysical Anatomy on Amazon, 679 medical ailments. And I also wrote about the psychosomatic root causes of that, and I'm spoiling you because I even added key points for you to start looking at important questions that you can ask yourself to start improving your quality of life. And also remember to catch me on Instagram, Evette Rose, 1 with the digit 1, and Metaphysical Anatomy on our Facebook fan page. Bye guys!